everybody. Thank you so much for joining me for the 14th episode of the Kayleigh G Show. I can't believe we've been doing this for 14 weeks. It feels like time has gone by so fast, and then also it has crawled. Maisie and I wanted to thank you so much for your support and for watching the show every week. Also for helping create one of the kindest and most supportive communities I could ever have imagined on Twitch and Discord and Patreon. Thank you so, so, so much. And if you do not know what any of those things are, follow the link in my bio on Instagram, check out my website. All of the details on how to join those are there. So just like we had done on last week's episode, I wanted to recap the second half of the first season of the show with excerpts from all of those guests that I've had and some extra videos that you haven't seen.
I used to always say, like, I wish, in Groundhog's Day, the movie, like, I wish I had a Groundhog's Day and I could just like play guitar for like an absurd amount of time. And careful what you wish for,
because your fault. This is all your fault.
It's my fault. But I was playing like March and April. I was playing like 7 hours a day, and it fucking ruled.
It feels secondary to have sports happen now. Like every time I go to a game, if something happens and there's a hiccup or the production does something wrong because of the way that they're not used to filming it or recording it, I'm literally like, nothing matters as long as we're alive. Like this is so secondary to our lives as a whole right now.
It's weird. There's not a lack of shit to do, but it's the artistic thing is it's a tightrope. You know what I mean? Because when say like writing my own stuff from scratch, you tend to feel like you don't really have this unique view because everyone's going through the same shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you don't want to clutter I don't know, everybody else's voice because it's a collective voice. You know what I mean? So do you have a unique perspective on things? I don't know. But as far as like creativity, like working with other people, that's been really fun.
So I remember when I lived in California and I would come and hang out with you when you worked in the mall at Makeup Forever.
Yes.
And you basically taught me how to do makeup as a grown-up.
Remember we were like, what else could we do? What else could we do? And then all of a sudden Ant was like, oh, duh, not fair. I'm like, oh yeah, for sure. Because that song with you on it and just kind of the way we treated it really came to life. And that was always my favorite part of when we played like every night.
Yeah.
So now that there's a recorded version and you're a part of it, I'm stoked.
A comical, stupid thing that somebody has said to you just because. And again, I'm trying to keep this lighthearted because obviously I
think what happens the most that is always like I don't know, like assuming that I cannot lift my own things and being like, no, I've got it. Oh, no, I've got it. But not doing that for like anyone else in the band but me. It's always like, oh, I'm like the dainty woman. Like, so I can't lift my own gear that I literally
I have a confession to make. I let them do it.
Like, I got better at things that I just like I had plateaued on forever, and like I had felt so like, and I appreciate what you said about my playing, and it was just like but like on a personal level, I just felt like I just like hated what I was doing, and like I got to like just relearn a bunch of stuff and like reimagine like how I view the neck, and now I'm seeing it in a different way, which is just like if I hadn't been just sitting there playing for fucking hours every day, then maybe I wouldn't have come across that.
Oh, I do too. So I mean,
I got to the point where I was tired of arguing with them, and I'm like, all right, cool. Walking by myself.
If someone is offering to help, I like, because that happens so much on tour. People are like, oh, can I help you load out? And people, no, we've got it. I'm like, sure, if you want to help, it'll make everything faster for everybody. And I'm all about efficiency.
We now can't see anybody and except for this. And it's just, you had to make a choice at the beginning of all of this too, is do you want to adapt and try to find a way to make it work like all of the other people who are trying to find a way to make it work? Or do you want to pivot and say, no, thank you, I'm done. And there are some people that have said, no, thank you, I'm done. And they have moved on or left and pursued other things. And it's like heartbreaking to see in sports because I'm like, wait a minute, no, oh my God, we loved you. Like, but it's totally understandable too, because we didn't sign up for this.
Right.
Yet we're making the best of it. So
like I wanted to be a musician and artist, you know, not to be miserable, you know, and I'm not saying that I'm miserable, but like I was doing a lot of things that I was working on a lot of things that weren't bringing me any joy. And that's tough.
I've had a lot of conversations with people where they say the exact same thing. And it took this break for people to realize that, like, even though they were so busy doing the thing they'd always dreamed of doing, they didn't realize how kind of toxic it was if they didn't choose carefully within that.
Like, does your heart break a little bit thinking about young Kayleigh and being like, I'm 13, I want to pick up a guitar, but like I have to do it on the internet? Like, would you stray away from it or would you dive into it?
Well, quite frankly, if I was a 13-year-old right now, I'd probably be killing it because 13-year-olds know so much more about the internet than I do.
This is true. You'd be a TikTok superstar.
Oh my God, I'd have figured it out.
It was the hotel restaurant where we made those people make those cherry dumplings, like 4 dozen of them.
They were like, wait, you each want those for your meal?
Each one a dozen? You know we're closing. And also these aren't pre-made. Like we have to actually fold the dumpling for you.
They were probably sold out the next day because of us, solely because of us.
Definitely one of the best things I've ever eaten though.
And then I went back to my room and I got room service dumplings.
Did you really? That's why I like you, Kayleigh.
Yep.
But that first trip was, I thought I was doing so terrible. And on top of that, I had the flu.
Oh my God.
So I was just like sweating and dying and teaching people that didn't speak English that were so sweet and just appreciated us being there because it was a new brand and they were super excited. But
it all just still feels, hi.
I have a special guest.
Hi, Finn.
Finn, say hi. Yeah,
Oh.
This is a tight area. You didn't think this through, did you?
at the end of it, everyone was like, no, you speak so well. It's slow. I'm like, well, number one, I'm taking a lot of Xanax. So I'm speaking very slow because very high. But I then started watching videos of me talking back, like playback. And I was like, oh, I guess I kind of get it. I don't know why I'm so stressed out about it. And then now I actually enjoy it. Now I'm like, okay, cool. This is, I enjoy doing this. People appreciate it. They're here because they want to learn.
I feel like so often I was on tour with other people, learning other people's music, and it kept me really motivated. But I always thought, okay, I need to write more for me. But then I had all this time to write for me, and I'm like, I miss making music with other people. Like, I don't give a shit if I write with other people, but it's like for me or for someone else. Like, I just need, like, that's how I'm the most creative, and I miss that immensely.
I think you're right. It opens up doors, like, because you start when you like, collaborating with other people or for someone that's not you, for a character or for like a made up fictitious movie or something like that. Like, it's really fun because it takes you completely out of yourself. Like, this has nothing to do with you. You're far removed from it. It's like, it starts with you and your intent, but like, I'm writing from other perspectives.
A dude from Scotland named Jerry Cinnamon. It's really cool. I think he's done a bunch of time opening for Liam Gallagher. So he wound up being number 5. So I listened to him a ton on this year, and I just found out about him at the top of the year.
Okay, I'll definitely check him out.
Yeah, that was great.
Unfortunately for me, my number 1 song this year was Ants Marching by Dave Matthews Band. Because
learning that violin part or something?
I was learning the violin part.
Want to know something crazy?
Yes.
So that light effect that happens in Lemon Mouth is literally from, it was an accident, a happy accident. I use these prisms in the album artwork, and when you shine, they're like science classroom prisms. And I was just holding them in my hand for a shot, like trying to get something. And then Shane was flashing a flashlight, and it like went through the prism and made like that rainbow color effect where it looks like I'm being lit by different lights that are changing. It's literally a flashlight with this prism, which
No
is
way.
an inch big, and you could buy it on Amazon for like $10.
So even though this is the last episode of the first season of the Kayleigh G Show, please know that this is not the end. I'm just taking a little bit of extra time to prep and make season 2 even better. I'll still be on Twitch twice a week, Tuesday evenings at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, as well as Friday afternoons, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. I'll be streaming games. I'll be catching up with all of you. So please make sure that you check out those Twitch streams, as well as my Patreon, because I'll be doing a lot more live streams, extra video content, all sorts of fun stuff. You want to say anything? Maisie's getting a little antsy, but she wants to thank you all as well for being so kind and wonderful these past 14 weeks. I can't wait to see what the next 14 weeks bring. Hope everybody is doing well, staying safe and healthy. I know that the absence of live music has been affecting all of us in different ways, but I do know that it will be coming back, and I can't wait for that day. Until then, please take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll see you around. Thanks so much for watching the Kayleigh G Show. You know what I think about a lot?
What?
That hot dog stand in Orlando.
The vegan hot dog. Yes. I have a sticker from there that I found not too long ago, and I would love to indulge in a vegan hot dog.
I think about that place often.
So good.